Hello YouTube, welcome to my channel. This is my first video and I wanted to release it together with the first reveals of the Power of Fellows structure deck, but I didn't know it was going to be this soon. I built Stardust Dragon using 100% Lego parts that already exist, so that people can build this in real life. This is not the complete build because I'm missing a few pieces still, but the complete build has 341 pieces in total. I'm going to talk about three main things in this video: sturdiness, articulation, and accuracy. It is not the strongest of builds, but I did the best I could for this scale. The torso is the strongest part because of course everything is attached to it. However, I did encounter a few issues with the wings and the legs due to the weight they have to hold. The initial build of the wings had more joints, but due to the weight of all the parts, they would always fall. This center part, right here, is now attached to the torso and can support them much better. There were initially joints right here and here, but now I only have one here and one here. And even though they still fall sometimes due to the weight, because there is still some weight right here and the joint is quite small, I couldn't use a bigger joint. It would look very ugly. The legs initially had a smaller joint at the hips right here, like the one I used for the knees and for the wings. But yeah, and that was actually better looking overall. But this guy had to be able to stand on his own without using the tail as support, so I changed them up. Now the head, which consists of three parts, two for the neck and one for the basic part of the head, and of course I pulled this out. One moment. So yeah, there's a ball joint at the base right here, and it can only move up and down for the rest of it, but I think it's quite nice. You don't need too much. You can make him look left and right, up and down. You're gonna see some poses later. So the arms, that's the worst part. They can't go down too much, and also back because of the wing part right there, the wing section, but I don't think that's too bad. Now at the elbow they have quite some articulation. It's quite enough, I think, that you can make them yep, this happens sometimes. You can make him you can actually make him look like the card itself. I will show you some poses later on. Yeah, the hand is also here attached with a ball joint. Yes, this part comes off because it's not reinforced that much, but I didn't want to make him too bulky. Would look ugly because Stardust actually is a skinny dude. So yeah, the legs do have this really big ball joint right here. They can go backwards, of course forward. They can open up a little bit. They can't go inwards very much, but they don't need to. The knee joint is also, I think, enough. I can't make the knee bent too much backwards, which is needed sometimes for if you want to make the poses that the artwork of the card has. And of course there is a ball joint at the feet. You can go left and right, back and forth, and I think that's enough for them too. So the tail, moving on, does have a ball joint at the base as well. You can make it go left and right instead of only up and down, but for the rest of it you can only make it go up and down. I don't think it's necessary for all of these joints to be ball joints. It will always use the gray parts because Lego only has gray ball joints at the moment, and also I don't think it's necessary. Now, as I said, I don't have all parts. For example, this one is actually different in the complete build, and these parts of the wings are actually better covered. I use the wedge plates, these here, right here actually, but I don't have them at the moment. Now, of course, you can display this guy in many different poses. My main use of him will be as a display, and I will probably add him to my Lego city. But the most important part for me was to be able to make him fly like this, like in the anime. I think I did a pretty good job there. See? If you add a D wheel, for example, you can make him be summoned by a person. So this is it for the review of Stardust Dragon in Lego, which I built. I think I did a pretty good job. And if you want to build it yourself, you can find the link to my Patreon in the description, where I have the parts list, the instructions, and the whole studio file itself. Enjoy!